What year were the most westerns made? We're going to geek out a bit today, getting into the tumbleweeds as it were. Of all the westerns made between 1935 and 1954, the peak time for the western genre, which year do you think the most westerns were made? I can tell you there were 148 westerns made. The answer is 1935, made possible by the number of indies, Independants, who made 71. Of the studios, Supreme made the most with 15. Of some of the better-known studios, Republic made 7, Columbia 11, Universal 9, Paramount 7. By the way, if you were wondering, Republic made the most westerns during this time, 1935 to 54, with 468. To celebrate this significant year in Western history, here are just 10 examples of westerns made in 1935. If you like this video, hit the notification bell to see my new videos. Check out my others on my channel. The link is in the description. Like, share and subscribe. You know the drill. Let's get into it. Annie Oakley, a western directed by George Stevens, starring Barbara Stanwyck, Preston Foster, Melvyn Douglas and Maroney Olson. The film is based on the life of Annie Oakley, released less than 10 years after the death of the real Annie Oakley. The first western for both director George Stevens and star Barbara Stanwyck. Stevens, of course, would go on to make one of the definitive films in the genre, Shane, 1953. Barber Coast, a western directed by Howard Hawks, shot in black and white and set in San Francisco's so-called Barber Coast during the California Gold Rush. The film combines elements of the western genre with those of crime, melodrama and adventure. It features hero Joel McCrea and villain Edward G. Robinson, with Miriam Hopkins in the leading role as Mary Swan Rutledge. In an early, uncredited appearance, David Niven plays a drunken sailor being thrown out of the bar.
And a poet from Gramercy Park with his bags of gold. Let's just leave it that way.
It's awfully hard to live poetry, man.
Goodbye, Mr. Carmichael.
Well, will you take this as a present, then?
Call of the Wild, a western film adaptation of Jack London's 1903 novel The Call of the Wild, directed by William A. Wellman, stars Clark Gable, Loretta Young and Jack Oakley. This is 20th Century Films' last film to be released under the 20th Century Pictures banner, before being merged with the Fox Film Corporation to create 20th Century Fox.
I wish you hadn't.
Why not?
Oh, I haven't let myself think about us. I didn't dare.
Why?
I don't know. But I've had some sort of a strange premonition. Something I can't exactly explain, but...
Explanations belong 5,000 miles away.
May I?
Yeah, sure.
I wouldn't presume to teach you feminine psychology. But I might add, very humbly, of course,
Yeah.
that if a woman is asked to do something, she's more apt to obey than when she is commanded.
The Desert Trail, a western starring John Wayne and directed by Lewis D. Collins, credited as Cullen Lewis. The movie also features Eddie Chandler, Mary Kornman and Paul Fix. The failure of the original copyright holder to renew the film's copyright resulted in it falling into public domain.
There's one of them now. Hey, you. I want to ask you a few questions.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Sheriff. You can't put me in jail yet. I just got in town.
No, don't try to be funny.
There's a fellow that knows me, don't you, Jim? Yes. Oh, sure. Jim's an old friend of mine from Rattlesnake Gulch. I just came over to pay him a visit. Well, well, well. Just what I've been looking for. Do you think they'll fit? Shall we dance?
I landed us in jail. the sheriff and posse.
Frontier Justice, a western directed by Robert F. McGowan, starring Hoot Gibson, based on the novel by Colonel George Bridges Rodney, produced for Walter Footer's Diversion Pictures. It was re-released by Grand National Pictures in 1937 and later reissued by Astor Pictures in the 1940s.
I'll go you about 5 blues.
Hey, Bart.
Hopalong Cassidy, a western that features the character Hopalong Cassidy, created by Clarence E. Mulford, the first of 66 Hopalong Cassidy films, produced between 1935 and 1948, all starring William Boyd in the title role. Boyd was originally offered the role of Buck Peters, the ranch foreman, but he decided to take the role of Hopalong instead.
Ain't it gonna look kind of funny, you riding in double?
Pull up. I'm getting off here.
Yeah? I thought I could trust you, kid. Why ain't you up in that shack?
Because she's a blasted, tricky little coyote.
Oh, now wait a minute, kid. That's pretty wild talk about a lady. We don't make war on women, Johnny.
You keep out of this.
The government will bend that mesa, and I'm after it.
The Laramie Kid, a western directed by Harry S. Webb, starring Tom Tyler, Alberta Vaughn in her penultimate film, and Al Ferguson. Tom Talbot has earned a large amount of money in breaking horses. Hoping to double his money, he loses it by gambling, and returns in shame to his fiancée Peggy, mistakenly thought a bank robber. Tom lets Peggy's father claim the reward. Tom goes to a rogue gang in order to identify and bring to justice the real bank robbers.
Do you think you deserve 2 kisses after the way you've just treated me?
Gosh, Maggie.
Rocky Mountain Mystery, a western directed by Charles Barton, starring Randolph Scott, Mrs. Leslie Carter, and Anne Sheridan. Based on an unpublished novel, Golden Dreams by Zane Grey. The film is about a mining engineer who teams up with a crusty deputy sheriff to solve a series of mystery killings in an old radium mine, where the owner's family waits for his death for their inheritance. The film was re-released under the title The Fighting Westerner. Texas Terror, a western directed by Robert N. Bradbury, starring John Wayne, George Gabby Hayes, and Lucille Brown. Sheriff John Higgins quits and goes into gold prospecting after he assumes he killed his best friend in a shootout with thieves. He meets his dead buddy's daughter, who has returned from back east, helping her run her ranch, until she finds out about his past.
There were 3 of them, John.
Did you recognize any of them?
They were masked. They came in the back way. Surprised me. Got me in the shoulder.
Boys, get Pete to a doctor. I'll try and round him up.
Westwood Ho, a western directed by Robert N. Bradbury, starring John Wayne and Sheila Bromley, released by the recently created Republic Pictures and produced by Paul Melvin, who had previously produced several of Wayne's westerns under the Lone Star Productions division of Monogram Pictures. Many consider the film to be among the earliest revisionist westerns. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon.
Let myself think about us.
Interesting facts about famous people.